welcome to the news on Magic Bricks Now, India's first property channel. I'm Amita Balachandra. Let's take a look at the top headlines at this hour. The top 4 major cities in the nation left crippled by rain. Traffic comes to a near standstill in Gurugram. In Bengaluru, however, rains brings the IT capital to its knees. While Delhi and Mumbai citizens continue to battle through the monsoon, citizens ask, what are the governments doing? While citizens suffer, the political blame game continues. Haryana CM Manohar Lal Khattar blames AAP Supremo Arvind Kejriwal for the traffic coming to a grinding halt in Gurgaon. Torrential rains brings Bengaluru to a standstill as well. Boats were pressed into service to evacuate people. Several citizens remain stranded as entire neighborhoods are cut off. The city's lakes overflow. Also in the news, despite 6 extensions, Mumbai civic body, the BMC, now wants 24 hours more to make Mumbai pothole free. Magic Bricks Now gets you exclusive details. Another big exclusive mega push from Maharashtra regulator or RERA as government mulls over making it coexist with Maharashtra Ownership of Flats Act, a move which will give more teeth to the real estate regulator. Straight up to our top story, it's raining apathy across the nation from Gurugram to Mumbai to Bengaluru. It's the same story everywhere. The monsoons are here and with it a deluge of negligence as you pay the price for civic authorities' failure. These visuals on your screen pretty much sum up that situation in the country's most developed cities. India's biggest cities are reeling from floods and traffic jams, and the crisis is unprecedented. Appalling state of affairs across major cities in India there as we ask authorities across India what next. Let's show you how exactly apathy brings major cities to a near standstill. Life came to a near standstill in the IT capital, Bengaluru. The fire department used boats to rescue people who were stranded in the rainwaters. Here's a report filed by our reporter Pooja Prasanna from Bengaluru.
I'm right next to Madiwala Lake in southern part of Bengaluru in a road that is almost completely submerged. As you can see in the visuals right behind me, water has gotten into basements as well as even flooding the ground floor of several buildings here. A car remains there half submerged in water. People still trying to wade their way through this water. At this very location in the morning, a pregnant woman who was living in one of the houses here had to be rescued in an inflated boat with the help of fire personnel. Several boats have been deployed in this particular area, and since early in the morning the fire personnel have been engaged in rescue operations. But the irony of this entire situation is we are yet to see one single representative of BBMP, and despite having enough time for preparation, knowing that heavy monsoon is expected and Bangalore witnessing unprecedented rainfall over the last 4 days particularly, very little preparation has taken place apart from just diverting water from one lane to another, from one lake to another. Very little has been done to ensure that they unclog the drain system as well as to make sure that it does not get into lanes and houses like this. So several questions to be asked. How long will the civic administration just turn away? How long will they actually not do anything and just troubleshoot at situations like this? Let me just get you action from right behind me. As you can see, police personnel, residents from the local areas as well as firemen, all of them pitching together, getting inflated boats from the fire department, trying to rescue more people who are stranded in this very road. With Harish Rasapa in Bengaluru, Pooja Prasanna for Times Now.
Now, even as roads in Bengaluru were flooded, several patients were seen stranded in the rains trying to reach the hospital in Bengaluru. In fact, our cameras caught a pregnant woman who was seen struggling to make her way to the hospital. Shocking visuals there. Rains are playing havoc across the city. Flooded lakes have brought the IT capital to its knees and fallen trees added to the problem in many areas. Now, Anusha Ravi files this report.
Dozens of trees have been uprooted as a result of heavy winds that accompanied the all-night rain that battered the city of Bengaluru. a few of these trees have pulled down electricity poles with them, resulting in blackout of select localities.
Now, the incessant rain saw several areas of Bengaluru inundated with water from nearby lakes entering houses. While commuters were left stranded, few locals were seen using fishing nets to catch any fish that might have strayed out of the overflowing lakes.
Of a locality near Madiwala Lake are ecstatic really. Why? Because since morning this has been their primary job, to catch or net fish that is flowing with the overflowing Madiwala Lake. Since morning, at least 50 to 70 people in groups have come here with nets trying to catch as many fish as possible. It doesn't matter to them that this water is flowing in actually from a stormwater drain. It really doesn't matter to them that they are probably risking injuries in this particular rush, because let's remember the water here we are talking about is at least 2 feet deep and it is flowing. It is not stagnant water. And this particular stormwater drain that reaches out from Madiwala Lake goes all the way to the next lake. But this water that is right now overflowing from the Madiwala Lake through the stormwater drain is now overflowing onto the streets.
Meanwhile, a citizen's house was submerged in knee-deep water. The citizen did not know that whether her children will return home. Heavy rains have affected several lives in the IT city. 52-year-old Rajashi is amongst the many who's been stranded and cut off. Now, the lake adjoining her house has overflown, in turn completely inundating the houses around the area. Pooja Prasanna gets us a story.
Before I go to her, if I could just show you visuals of what her house currently looks like. I'm standing right at the beginning, but as we go further inside, there is waist deep water inside our house, which is adjoining Madiwala Lake. And 4 members of a family, 2 children who have actually gone to school, are unable to come back inside because they don't know how to get into their house. ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಎಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ? ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ? ಆಮೇಲೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ?
3 ಜನ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದು.
ಎಷ್ಟು ವಯಸ್ಸು?
3 ವರ್ಷ 5 ವರ್ಷ.
ಇವಾಗ ಹೇಗೆ ಅವರು ಒಳಗೆ ಬರಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ?
ಬರಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ.
ಏನು ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗಿದೆ? ಮನೇಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ನೀರು?
ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಷ್ಟು ನೀರಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಅಕ್ಕಿ ಏನು ಬಟ್ಟೆ ಗಟ್ಟಿ ಎತ್ತಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲ ನಲ್ದೋಗಿತ್ತು.
ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಒಳಗೆ ಬರಕ್ಕೂ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ?
ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಒಳಗೆ ಬರಕ್ಕೆ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆಂದು ಊಟ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇವಾಗ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಇವಾಗ ತಿಂತೀನಿ ಅಷ್ಟು. Several members of her family could not even go to work, and the kids who went to school are unable to come back inside because they're stranded outside. And this lady has been trying to get help. She got water and food from the rescue operation team just a little while ago, but she's still awaiting some sort of news about the people of her family who are outside, unable to get inside the house. With Harishta Sapa in Bengaluru, Pooja Prasanna for Times Now.
Bengaluru, meanwhile, is not alone. Gurugram witnessed a traffic snarl like no other, with commuters stuck on the road for over 8 hours, courtesy a clear lack of planning by local authorities. And yes, this traffic mess was triggered by just 2 hours of rainfall. The images are on your screen right now. Our reporter Deepa Rana gets us this report.
I'm standing in Millennium City, Gurgaon, and as you see, after rain slashed out Delhi NCR region, Gurgaon is still flooding. There is water clogging everywhere. This is the place where I'm standing. This is Honda Chowk. There have been pain points like Honda Chowk, Shankar Chowk as well as IFCO Chowk. Heavy traffic is there on the Delhi-Gurgaon Expressway. Delhi NH8 has been completely jammed. There is traffic jam all across the city. There are drains overflowing in the city. No infrastructure is in place. But a day after rains lashed out, Delhi NCR region is now the municipal corporation and other authorities who have got into the damage control mode. In fact, the Delhi-Gurgaon police has tweeted today that people coming from Delhi and other regions should avoid coming to Gurgaon in order to avoid getting into the traffic jam. But the bigger question is, what solution is the government offering for you and me, for our cities and for your city, to make the cities better for the citizens who are living here for a very long time? This is Deepa Rana reporting for Magic Bricks Now in Gurgaon.
We also caught up with TL Satyaprakash, Deputy Municipal Commissioner of Gurugram. Listen in to what he had to say.
Yesterday what happened, it was a cluster of reasons that led to the hiccups. First was there was a taxi driver strike at airport, and it got over at 3:30, and a lot of people who were stranded all through the day, they entered Gurgaon en masse. That was one reason. Second, it was people were going out of offices at 5 o'clock and it started raining at 4 o'clock. The third is, if you see the total rainfall of Gurgaon during this monsoon season, starting from June 1st till July 28th, 25% of rainfall took place just in 3 hours. And in a saucer-shaped city like Gurgaon, which has its own historical issues related to planning as far as sewerage is concerned, it was a problem which I should also say that probably we were a couple of months late in executing couple of issues related to plans related to water harvesting. That led to the problem. But water came, water receded also, and we should realize that there are two different issues: traffic issues and water logging issues. Water comes and stays there temporarily and goes off also. Compared to last year, it's a better year because in Palam Vihar we did not have water issue, logging issue. Hero Honda Chowk was also a problem related to our own enthusiasm, because we had installed extra pumps. We started pumping more. That led to the breaching of Bashapur drain. So we had to, all of us had to clamor at Bashapur drain, plugging it so that if not 25% of the city would have drained. So it was an implementation blunder. Otherwise, planning, it was not a planning blunder. Nevertheless, we could have been performed better. So to that extent, with a pinch of salt and certain level of embarrassment, I should concede. But nevertheless, I would also like to promise you that you will not have this problem once again. Somebody from OYO, who is a executive, he called me and told that he could reach from airport till his home in DLF4 in flat 20 minutes, and that is going to be the situation in coming days. And we are, the crisis was also an opportunity to understand the problems and also upgrade ourselves. So I am very sure that in coming days you will not have this problem, and I regret for whatever happened yesterday.
Citizens, meanwhile, were at the receiving end of this mess. Deepa also caught up with some citizens who work and travel daily to Gurugram. Listen in to what they had to say.
I have with me people who come and work over here, and we'll ask them what kind of difficulties have they faced reaching Gurgaon today. Naik, I'll start with you. You've been coming from Ghaziabad to Gurgaon. You work over here. What sort of problems have you faced today?
Basically, I travel daily from Ghaziabad to Gurgaon, and it usually takes 3 hours to reach here. But today and yesterday evening, I reached in about 4.5 hours. There was huge traffic jam till toll, and when I crossed the toll, it was waterlogging was there in many areas of Delhi. And Gurgaon was totally stuck. From when I crossed Delhi border, the NH24 was totally packed. It usually takes me, the distance is around 10 kilometers. But to cover 10 kilometers yesterday, it took me like 1.5 hours to 2 hours. And there was huge waterlogging in all the Delhi areas. I don't know what the government is doing.
So if you talk about the Sona Road ones, the people who left from our office for Sona Road, took them 4.5 hours to reach Sona Road. The Sona Road, the destination, it was the roads and all, everything was completely packed yesterday. Outside Presidium, there was complete water floating down there. It was completely submerged into water. And unfortunately, because of those reasons only, they had to say to the students that school is anyhow closed for today. And Medanta Hospital, which I should say many people from globally, they come across in Medanta Hospital. That was completely submerged into water. Today, even today morning also, it was completely stuck with traffic jam.
Why the things get worse? Why they don't plan according to the exact scenario they are want to develop?
Horrific stories coming from Gurgaon as well as from other cities. The question is the government really doing anything, or is it only promises that we have to rely on, and for how long will the government will only keep on promising us? When will the government deliver? This is Deepa Rana reporting for Magic Bricks Now in Gurgaon.
I want all citizens right now to share stories. I'll start with Ilan. Ilan, tell us what life has been like in Bangalore over the last 2 days. And this is not new. We've talked about the fact that Whitefield has been building up to a problem, that Marthalli Road has been building up to a problem, Silk Board Junction has been building up to a problem for years. Have we finally broken that camel's back?
I think so. I think the fact that 41 millimeters of rain, can cause this kind of a problem, right? The city is supposed to be able to hold up to 15 centimeters of rain, but even with 41 millimeters, this is the kind of problem. Last few days have been a nightmare for people traveling to work and back. We had a strike, bus strike recently, and thankfully that got resolved. But I think the fact that we haven't planned the city right, this is one of the most explosive cities in terms of growth that we have seen in the past decade or so, and I don't think the planning has caught up. I don't think the governance has caught up, and this is a massive problem at this time, and I think this is almost like a mini Chennai situation that we have here already, and the fact that we are not preparing ourselves enough for these kind of situations.
Gurgaon had a terrible night. And I want to remind our viewers that there were 3 cities that struggled over the last 24-48 hours. The city of Bangalore, that's being run by the Congress party. The city of Mumbai, that's being run by the BJP and the Shiv Sena. The city of Delhi, that's being run by the Aam Aadmi party. And Gurgaon in Haryana, that's also being run by the BJP. So this is not about party politics. There's no difference in any of these governments. All the citizens are struggling in exactly the same manner. They will continue to blame each other for everything, but the truth is that they are all the same. Raman Malik of the BJP in Haryana, please speak to your citizens right now and explain to them what went wrong and what the government is doing to fix the problem.
Okay. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to address this issue. First of all, whoever has gone through the ordeal in the last so many hours, and who all have suffered, irrespective of the reasons. We can always debate on the reasons, and I can give you 10,000 reasons for what it is. But I cannot say that the government of the day should not take the responsibility. We are sorry that you have faced such a problem.
Well, let me give you a very candid and a very honest opinion. The truth is that irrespective of political party, I think successive governments in several states of India have not given the priority to urban planning or civic amenities as they should have. If you notice the normal discourse even today, there seems to be a massive obsession of all states to look at how to increase the GDP. Now, you can increase GDP, you can attract foreign investment, you can increase domestic private kind of investment as well. But the truth is, you need public infrastructure. You need to create an environment and an ecosystem that can support the growth of industry, jobs, and malls and multiplexes, etc. Now, everyone, I think, is partially guilty of not giving it the kind of priority it deserves.
The example is
Mr. Malik, we're circling back to party politics while your citizens suffer, Mr. Malik. We're circling back to party politics while your citizens suffer.
Don't give me your populism.
Grow up.
Sanjay, don't give me the Congress populism. I am not here for that.
And spoke with some degree of accountability today.
Listen,
Today is a
Sanjay,
wrong day for you to indulge in your cheap BJP-style pedestrian politics. And let me tell you today that the Gurgaon, you renamed Gurgaon to Gurugram, and you don't need to do renaming stunts. Get responsible. Mr. Khattar, get him to be responsible.
The name of this
and stop coming on this program
why
and
was it
making
important?
cheap political points.
Why was it important
I think
for
you
the
should be ashamed ashamed of yourself
that
today.
in
You
2
should be
years they
ashamed of
could come
yourself
out with
today.
3 master
Nay,
plans.
who increased
You should
the
be
FAR from
blushing red.
1.75 to 3 in Gurgaon?
We'll also jump in, I think, if we can.
Who's saying that we should be
comment a bit.
ashamed?
I mean, what a monumental embarrassment
No,
are
my
you to
point
the
is very
Bharatiya
clear.
Janata Party. You're so callous and brazen that on a day when people have been on the road for 18 hours, you're coming here and playing cheap politics. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Who is playing cheap politics? You did. Sanjay Jha. Nobody better than playing cheap politics than Sanjay Jha itself. It's a well-known fact, or even on the social
party
media.
Is a
You're well known for
scandal
this.
on this country. Your party is a scandal on this country.
I am not interested.
Of
I did
epic
not rebut.
proportions. Let me
I
repeat
did not
that for your
rebut till
benefit.
the time you finished. Sanjay, I did not rebut to you till the time you finished. You can say whatever you have
Well,
to.
you need to be
and you can carry
interrupted
on
when
with
you
your,
talk
whatever you
balderdash,
want
my
to.
friend.
hope
When
he
you
also
talk
doesn't
rubbish,
concentrate on
when you
Sudhir
talk rubbish, you
and not
cannot
I am
be
no
given a
friend to you,
license
sir.
to go
I
on
cannot be a
uninterrupted.
friend to a
You need
Congress
to be
person.
corrected before you carry
must
yourself
I
concentrate
far.
on
cannot be a
solution
friend
and not
to
blaming
anybody
and
who is a stooge of Gandhi family.
Well, let me tell you,
So
you
please
should be
stop it.
ashamed of yourself.
Let me tell
to be
you
playing
one thing.
cheap politics
Three,
today.
you should be
when
ashamed.
you
I
are
am not
setting
ashamed.
international roadmap.
I
Mr.
am not
Malik,
ashamed. Let me
Mr.
answer
Jha.
to the public.
Mr.
I am
Jha,
not
Mr. Hussain,
answerable
Mr.
to
Malik,
the
I'm
judge.
ashamed of all three of you.
Stick to your debate, please.
I want you all three to stop. For heaven's sake, stop.
Good.
This is what has brought us
What
to this
nonsense
point
is he
to
speaking
begin
here,
with.
sitting?
Stop.
He-
Listen. This is what has brought us to this point to begin with.
Away from all that, moving on, BMC misses the deadline to repair potholes in the city of Mumbai. In fact, it was just on Wednesday when BMC told Magic Bricks Now that work on 180 potholes is pending and will be completed in the next 2 days. However, on Friday, work on 130 potholes still remains. BMC blames the Mumbai rains for this delay. My colleague Disha Shah caught up exclusively with BMC Deputy Commissioner Sudhir Naik. Listen in.
Monsoon was and showers were extremely heavy during 1 a.m. in the morning till 8 a.m. in the morning, and about 15-20 places in Mumbai the rainfall was more than 100 millimeters. Despite that, the waterlogging was basically at Wadala area, Jain Society in Gandhi Market area, but it was also subsided by 8:30. And post 8 o'clock till 3 o'clock the rainfall is only 23-24 millimeters. So now the situation is well under control. MCGM is in perfect coordination with Western Railway, Central Railway and Harbour, and the traffic is also running smoothly. Of course, there are some traffic congestion at the various locations of the central area and the western suburbs. But the traffic police is on the job, and I'm sure we will be able to handle the situation well, and city will try to give as much as relief as possible to citizens.
So 2 days before you had told Magic Bricks Now that the road repair work is on in close to 180 roads. So on Friday, as per the latest data by BMC, the road repair work is still pending, the pothole work is still pending in close to 130 roads. So by when what is the timeline that you're looking at to, repair all these potholes?
It is, and at the inception of this monsoon, we have made it very, very clear that the pothole filling span will be 24 hours to 48 hours, and we are trying to stick to the schedule. Accordingly, we have already made the arrangements so far as our administrative staff is concerned, our engineers are concerned, and the contractors are concerned, and we are trying to match this timeline unless and until if rain takes some. There is no rain for a few hours, we will definitely able to complete the work, but if the rain is incessant, it will be very difficult to complete the work.
Moving on, in Maharashtra, relief for petrol dealer unions crying foul over the no helmet, no petrol rule, which was supposed to be rolled out on Monday, the 1st of August. After meeting with petrol pump unions on Friday, the government has postponed the rollout of the no helmet, no petrol rule. CM Fadnavis will now take a final call on this rule on the 1st of August, and that's something that we'll keep a close watch on here on Magic Bricks Now. Moving on to another exclusive, Maharashtra's Home Ministry wants to give more teeth to the real estate regulator. Sources tell us that the Home Ministry wants the entire MOFA or Maharashtra Ownership of Flats Act to be incorporated in the Maha Regulator Rulebook. Now, the ministry, we learn, is in the process of sending a letter to this effect to the State Urban Development Ministry. Remember, Magic Bricks Now was the first to report that certain sections of MOFA and RERA will coexist. Ruchi Deshpande gets us this exclusive report.
It looks like the Maharashtra government will have one rule book when it comes to the State Housing Regulatory Authority. Now, sources in the Home Department exclusively tell Magic Bricks Now that they are considering substantially including certain sections of MOFA or Maharashtra Ownership Flats Act that is currently existing and that applies to developers right now to be a part of the housing regulatory rules that are currently being drafted in the Maharashtra government. The rationale they say behind this is firstly to include the provisions of MOFA and RERA together so that there is just one set of rules that everyone can follow, and secondly they think that including both provisions of both these acts will empower the consumer even further. Note that this is a suggestion at this point that they are yet to make to the Housing Ministry, and they will take it forward from there. Currently, the first draft of the Maharashtra Housing Regulatory Authority rules are with the Maharashtra Law and Judiciary Department, and it will be a matter of time before they are passed over to the Chief Minister for his approval.
Meanwhile, Mumbai will not have a blueprint for its development for another year, says the BMC. Maximum City's development plan is now officially delayed by 5 years. Yes, the city has been without a plan since 2012, and citizens have trashed the latest version as well, which, by the way, is the 4th review of the original development plan. My colleague Disha Shah gets us this exclusive.
Do not expect the final development plan for your city, Mumbai, at least by this year, and this is what BMC officials exclusively told Magic Bricks Now. In fact, they also told us that the official plan will not be sanctioned till the year end, and you can expect the final development plan only by next year, which is in 2017. Remember, BMC had given 2 months' time to the citizens to submit their suggestions and objections, and the deadline to submit all these suggestions and objections ends on Friday. In fact, in the span of 2 months, the civic body has received close to 8,500 suggestions and objections from the citizens of Mumbai across, and in fact, citizens also say that they needed some more time. They had requested BMC to extend the deadline to submit suggestions, but BMC clearly refused to do it. In fact, a planning committee, after this, a planning committee will be set up comprising of 3 corporators and 4 urban experts from the state government who will personally sit and review all these suggestions and will personally call all the applicants for hearing, and only after this, after 2 months, a final plan, the draft will be sent to the general body of the BMC comprising of 227 corporators. In fact, these 227 corporators will scan all the suggestions and objections that were submitted by the planning committee and will take 2 months' time to approve, and only after that it will be sent to the state government for the final approval. So this, of course, indeed is a very long process which will easily take 4 to 5 months from now. So we could clearly expect the final development plan for the city of Mumbai only in 2017 next year.
With that, we've completely run out of time here on the Property News on Magic Bricks Now. Thank you for watching.
You can watch live TV on our website mpnow.in. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/magicbricksnow. And don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at Magic Bricks Now. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/magicbricksnow.